What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another week of Shut Up and Poetry. We're your host, I'm SC Says, this is Salad Khan, and we want to give you good slam poetry. And we think you deserve it.
You do.
As a internet culture, you should have it. So we're going to give it to you. This week's feature is pretty cool.
He's pretty cute. His name is Franklin Cruz.
Cruz. And he's got great poetry, and apparently Salad Khan has taken a liking to him.
What?
Well, without further ado, I give you Franklin Cruz.
Halloween has no meaning in Spanish. We say Dia de los Muertos. Sweets and candy are safe for those who are already dead. They got more to cope with than we do. So to help them in their ritual return journey, we gave them the sanctity of a holiday. Carved out of the muscle fibers from the palms of church graveyards, it is the most holy place that we know. The ground here is fragrant with the smell of blooming pollen memories. Weed plants, semillas solteras, lonely seeds to birth back the spirits, lost voices. Listen to the first howl and tell yourself it resembles whale songs. That the spirits are just trying to remember who they were, what gravity felt like, and you. Tickle the night's cackle out of dormancy. Dance calavera skulls over the ground. Remind them of your vitality. Remind them of you, spirits. Remember who you were, spirits. Remember me, abuelos. Remember me, abuelos. Los extraño. Come to the calling of cacti and guitarras. Sing to the silhouettes of mountains in the dusk. Gather at the peak of twilight and begin your marching waltz of la eternidad. It's beginning to smell like rivers and bridges in rainstorms, which means you must be close. Walk your way to the mausoleum we built out of our bodies over your graves and signal your arrival with wild dandelions from the ground and lift 10,000 seeds into the turbulent winds of church bells. When you're close enough to hear me, listen to my praise in honor of your lives. I'm beginning to forget your smiles. I can't recall the sound of your voices in the early morning or would make your laughter reverberate genuine together. You are 128 years of history. I'm heartbroken to only know 20, guilty of not knowing the rest and for never taking the time to ask you. This I will never forget. And among the other things that I will never forget, there are a few things that I just need to resolve. Things have changed since you've left. I've learned to accept the fact that you're gone and never coming back, but I've never accepted the fact that I've never got to say goodbye. So here's hoping that the night has reached its pivotal point, that you are as rejuvenated as you can get to understand that I love you. Has salvado mis últimas palabras para decirles que aunque no estuve con ustedes en sus últimos momentos, en los últimos momentos que yo supe que estaban vivos, los amé más que una sierra aman los vientos. I have saved my final words to tell you that even though I was not with you in your final moments, in the final moments I knew you were alive, I loved you more than the wind loves the prairies.
There is so much beautiful imagery in this piece. I don't know, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I loved it because I love it when there are poems where they like incorporate like a lot of culture and like the element of like speaking Spanish. Like even in the end, I wish he could have just left it with the Spanish, but a lot of us were thankful that he translated that for us.
I was thankful.
But it was so beautiful. And I think that the main thing that I took away from this was especially like how he chose to open up the piece, kind of setting it in like a somber tone. Just that real like guilt and like remorse of not being able to be there with your grandparents during their last moments. And also kind of realizing, oh my gosh, I wish I would have talked to you more. I wish I would have gotten to know you better. I wish I would have asked you about all your stories. What was it like when you were growing up? All these really, really important personal like things that really, really matter to someone. So I thought that like that was the most beautiful thing about.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good at setting up this contrast. You have this idea of like Halloween, and you have Dia de los Muertos, who are like kind of fundamentally two very different ways to look at death. In like America, we have like this kind of scary slash slutty holiday where we just kind of like shy away from it. But in Hispanic culture, you have this idea of celebration. Where you come together to remember the loved ones that you've lost. And I like that he's kind of weaving this like through line where it's regardless of like how you or look at death, if you're not there for like someone you love's final moments, that will weigh on you. And even if it is supposed to be like this thing of celebration, you're going to remember the last time you're with them, or the last like thing you said to them, or whatever it is. And in Franklin's case, it doesn't seem to be like this positive remembrance. And so regardless of like the cultures that he's kind of representing, this clash of cultures, you still have this very real and very relatable idea of like life is important, and the way that we look at death is kind of like tinted by the way that we view the lives and that we've shared with the people that we love. So I love the way that he paints it, and he just has this beautiful imagery like throughout the entire piece of just like the mausoleums of our bodies over their graves. Like that's brilliant. So that's Franklin Cruz. We'll have more information on him and how you can hear more of his beautiful artwork in the description section below. Let us know what you thought of his piece.
Let us know
how you celebrate death, life, Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, whatever it is. I don't know. Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and we'll see you guys next week for another poet, or no, just one poet. We'll give you one poet. We'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Shut up. In poetry.
I really like that line. I think we gotta use it. I think we gotta talk about that line.
So this might not be an appropriate time to say this, but hello. Or should I say, hola? Me gusta español, Franklin.
Do you have to hit on all the poets?
Hey, you act like I do this every week.
I mean, he spoke like some Spanish, and like suddenly you're just like.
So sexy. You speak Spanish? Oh my god, that's hot. It's like really hot.
Here, we have a job to do.